everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back. Trying some new stuff out here. Happy Tuesday. And I want to dive right into some stuff because, there's a lot happening and we've been having studio issues and fixing things. But I want to talk about some Star Trek right now because Star Trek Strange New Worlds has actually been going on. And I've been watching the new season. I don't know if you've been checking it out or not, but so far it's been a lot of fun. 9 episodes out. There's only 1 left and we're almost done with the season. And a lot really hasn't happened, but it's been fun. Almost like a lot of one-offs, episodic episodes, kind of like, the old Star Trek in a lot of ways, but I still, want and I crave like a full arc, like Picard did the very last season. That was a lot of fun, bringing back the whole cast and having this ongoing storyline that is always driving the narrative as opposed to episodic stuff. But it's still fun. I love the cast and crew. And this new episode was great, but I want to get into a little bit about what's moving forward with Star Trek? Because Star Trek Strange New Worlds, of course, got picked up for season 3 already. We talked about that in the show already. But also, season 2 is almost done. You're like, how long is it going to be between 2 and 3? Well, they're also doing a movie. A Star Trek Strange New Worlds movie is coming. Just kind of the same kind of deal they're doing with Section 31. That's a spinoff of Discovery. Now that's going to come after season 5. And for this, they're not really sure when it's going to pop in. It could pop in between this season 2 and 3, maybe, or maybe not. I mean, we really have no idea at this point. It's too early. But the idea is if Section 31 is coming out in, I think it's like 2025, then they're saying that this is probably most likely coming out in 2026, which is a long ways away. But they're probably going to do season 3 and then shoot the movie. That's what it kind of sounds like the way they're going. But Strange New Worlds has been fun so far. And if you've been watching the show in general, if you've seen the musical, the cast, of course, is great on this. I love all the players. I love that Kirk is coming into it more. I'm also interested to see, though, is that going to be one of those things where they're going to be kind of like spanning off and like eventually killing Pike because we know that Pike is going to die. They've been showing his impending doom through the whole show. So the idea is, are they going to have him actually reach his doom, which happened like, after the first episode of the original series and they ended up going like, we got Shatner instead, or are they going to let this go on longer? I would hope at least another full season with Pike because I love Anson as his character. I think he's great. And I think the show is a lot of fun this way. But I mean, I want to talk about the musical for a second because episode 9 was called Subspace Rhapsody. And for me, I love musicals. I love them. I know Sabrina will go back and forth about them. She loves Hamilton, but not all musicals. But for me, I'm like, it was fun. It was fun. It made sense the way they dove into it. They had this whole storyline where it was like, they have this rift in space and then they're trying to communicate through subspace and they use music and it opens up this void and now they're all singing. And that first number, it's the best one, I would say. The very first one, the whole thing, like all systems are checked, all systems are working. I mean, it's just that song alone. All systems stable, like that song alone is great. But the rest of it, their ups and downs, the solo acts, I'm not a big fan of a lot of them. The final number is great. It's big, climactic. Uhura gets her big moment. And also on top of that, I love the Klingon section because it's like they're like the Backstreet Boys or they're like NSYNC or something like that. It's kind of fun to see the way that they do it. They kind of just really dive into it. And even like the whole thing with Pike, oh man, the thing with Pike and his girlfriend, and they're having that whole private conversation. I enjoyed that song a lot too. I thought it was too short. I wish there was more to it. But again, the whole idea is like they're cutting this off, they're stopping it. But I think they've done a great job with this. Like, yeah, the Klingon. Here's a picture from the Klingon section. It was just fun. He's like, why are you? And then he starts singing. It was such a Klingon thing. Like, I love Star Trek. So appropriate, the words, the terminology, but then the way they made him sing was hilarious because you never would think a Klingon would be like this because they're always so stoic and angry and they're like a brute force and they're fighting the whole time. But this, you got a different side of that, which kind of made sense for the moment at hand, I thought. And like even like Kirk himself coming in there and singing and being like, hey, I guess this isn't just a thing that's happening. And I think he does a great job as Kirk. Honestly, the more and more he plays this part, I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the cast, it's just, I think they all do a great job. And in this episode, you get to see a lot of them can actually sing, which I didn't think was going to be a thing when I heard about this. I'm like, how are they going to do this? Because it's kind of tough to have a cast that can sing and act and get into it. I mean, some actors can do it, but some just can't do it. It just doesn't work out, unfortunately. But for me, I thought they did a great job. Again, Anson, like actually doing this too. I thought he sounded great in this. You go across the board, I thought that most of the cast did. I mean, there are some things, like I said, some of the solo numbers, I'm like, I don't think I really need this. The one with, with Kirk, I was like, I really don't think I need this, but I do love the whole back and forth with the crew having to like hold back their feelings as a security breach because they could say anything during this musical, and then blowing it up at the end was fun. It's just a fun episode. But like I said, this whole season has had a lot of fun episodes, even though they're not like a continuation. There is stuff that's happening that's building towards the overall narrative, but overall, I think they could have done better with a whole plot line. And I'll talk about that after the finale comes out this week. I love that the old scientist one. I think that was great. The tie-in with Lower Decks, and I think it was great bringing in Jack Quaid and in having the cast actually here to play these parts and to be like, look at this. This is us having fun within this whole universe. And of course, they're, different times, different eras, different worlds. But overall, though, I think it was a lot of fun. And I think just the show in general is a lot of fun. I'm excited about a movie. I'm excited that they're going to actually be continuing it forward with season 3. I thought this season went by way too fast. And again, I wish there was some more continuity between episodes and not just one-off episodic stuff. But that's Star Trek for you. And I feel like they don't always go there, and they could. And I think it would be an even more thriving show for people that aren't fans of Star Trek if you had that narrative as opposed to one-offs. But overall, great cast. The musical episode was fun. I'm excited to have more Star Trek moving forward, and it's coming soon, everybody. So stay tuned, and I'll probably talk to you soon about the actual, end of season 2 once it's done and over with. But thank you for tuning in for Kruse Control. This is just a mini episode, quick little one-off, talk about one thing, and I'm going to be doing more of these along the way. So hopefully it all sounds good. Thank you. Please check us out. Our regular shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're getting back into that tomorrow, back to our regular program. That's 6:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll have our panel of Mike Casey, and we'll have Sean Sutherland back, and we'll get into it again. Hopefully we're moving full steam ahead. More content coming this way. Thank you for being a fan, subscribing, and spreading the word, because Kruse Control is not going anywhere. And we thank you all for tuning in every time you do. And keep it coming, because we love talking to you about film entertainment. Anyways, until next time, everybody, have a great night. See you tomorrow night. And as always, see ya.